My name is Garrett Chambers. I'm 43. 3 weeks ago, I discovered my wife had been sleeping with her boss for 6 months. I didn't explode. I didn't storm out. I did what writers do. I watched, I documented, I planned. The restaurant she picked was one of those places where the lighting costs more than the food. Soft amber glows, white tablecloths, candles, and glass hurricanes. Tessa always chose places like this when she had something important to say, usually something she knew I wouldn't like. "You've been quiet tonight," she said, her fingers circling her wine glass without lifting it. She was nervous, and that told me everything. "Just thinking," I said, cutting into my steak. "Long day. Garrett, we need to talk." The sentence that changes everything. I set my fork down and really looked at her. Tessa was 40, still beautiful in that effortless way, but tonight there was something different, something guilty. "I'm listening," I said. She took a breath. "I've been seeing someone from work. It's Trevor Ashford. Publisher, married, wealthy, powerful, the kind of man who wore success like cologne. I should have felt panic, anger, that hot rush of adrenaline. Instead, I felt a calm I didn't recognize. I had known for 3 weeks and 4 days, ever since I came home early and found her laptop open on the kitchen counter, messages glowing on the screen. "How long?" I asked. "Does it matter?" "Yes," she flinched. 6 months. 6 months of lies, 6 months of kissing me goodbye while thinking of him. 6 months of our kids, Dylan and Sophie, sharing dinner with a mother living a double life. "Are you in love with him?" I asked, her face tightened. "I don't know what I feel anymore. When I'm with him, I feel alive, like I matter. With you, I feel like your assistant, like the person who pays the bills while you chase your dreams." She paused. "I want a divorce, Garrett." There it was, the nuclear option delivered between the entree and dessert. "Okay," I said, her eyes widened. "Okay, that's it." "Okay," I repeated. "What do you want me to do?" Tessa begged. "You've clearly made up your mind." We drove home in silence. At the driveway, she said she'd stay at her sister's place, probably for the best. After she left, I sat in my study and opened the private folder I'd been building for 3 weeks. Screenshots, credit card statements with hotel charges, calendar entries that didn't match her work schedule. I had been preparing for war. I just hadn't known what kind. The next morning, I called my lawyer, David Patterson. When I told him everything, he cleared his schedule immediately. "Given the situation, this could get complicated," he said, sliding a folder across his desk. 17 years of marriage reduced to spreadsheets, accounts, and royalties from 3 novels. "How vindictive do you want to be?" he asked. "I want what's fair," I said, "but I also want to understand who I'm dealing with. Trevor Ashford, what do you know about him?" David pulled up a file. "Publisher, philanthropist, married, rumors of affairs, careful but not careful enough. Does his wife know? Hard to say," I thought for a moment. "What if I told you I wanted to meet her?" David raised an eyebrow. "That's either playing with fire or leveling the field." That afternoon, my 15-year-old son Dylan was sitting at the kitchen counter when I got home. "Mom called," he said. "She wants dinner this weekend, talk about the transition." "What did you tell her?" "That I'd think about it." Then he turned his laptop toward me, messages, audio files. "I've been recording for a year," he said. "Calls, plans, everything." My chest tightened. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I kept hoping I was wrong," he said. "But then she asked for a divorce, and I realized you were protecting her when you should have been protecting us." That night, I searched for Catherine Ashford. Her profile picture showed a woman with sharp, intelligent eyes standing in front of a painting. She accepted my follow request. A gallery opening she posted about seemed like the perfect opportunity. I arrived at 7, dressed simply. She stood alone in front of a large canvas. "What do you see?" I asked. "A moment before everything falls apart," she said. "That tension right before the storm breaks." We talked for an hour, about art, about absence, about the things people choose not to show. She spoke like someone who lived for meaning, not small talk. Eventually, I told her the truth, that I hadn't been there by accident, that my wife was involved with her husband. She didn't break. She didn't scream, she just nodded slowly. "I've known for a while," she said. "I even hired someone to follow him." We sat across from each other in silence, 2 people whose lives had been quietly dismantled. "I came here to use you," I admitted. "But you're not a strategy, you're a person." "So are you," she said, and just like that we became allies, not just for revenge, but for truth. At mediation, everything came to the surface. Hidden money, lies, recordings. I didn't shout. I didn't argue. I presented facts. You don't get to steal from this family and walk away clean, I told Tessa. Days later, everything collapsed for them. Investigations, audits, consequences. Trevor's empire crumbled under the weight of his own corruption. The divorce finalized quickly after that. I got primary custody. The kids stayed with me. The house was sold. The money returned. Catherine's divorce took longer, but she won, and she didn't just survive it, she rebuilt. Months later, she opened her own gallery. I started writing again, not just surviving, but creating. We didn't rush anything. We took our time. One evening, standing in her gallery, my daughter Sophie tugged my sleeve. "Dad, is Catherine your girlfriend?" I smiled. "She's someone very important to me. Is that okay?" Sophie nodded. "Yeah, I like her." A year after everything fell apart, I stood beside Catherine at her second exhibition. Our kids were laughing, our lives rebuilt from the wreckage. Trevor was gone. Tessa had lost everything she thought she wanted, but I didn't feel victorious. I felt something quieter, something stronger, peace, because the best revenge wasn't destroying them. It wasn't watching them fall. It was taking back my life, becoming someone I recognized again. That was the real victory.